What if I told you that losing weight could actually make you less healthy? Most women over 40 are so focused on shrinking the number on the scale that they don't realize what they're really shrinking is their muscle. Picture two women, same weight, same age, but one is strong, metabolically healthy, and confident, while the other is weak, tired, and vulnerable to weight regain. The difference is muscle mass. And here's the thing, this applies to you whether you're losing weight with a traditional meal plan or with the help of GLP-1 medications. Without the right strategy, any significant caloric reduction can cost you precious muscle. That's why today I'm going to show you why it's important to protect your muscle and how to do it so that you can lose fat, keep your metabolism strong, and create a body that's built to thrive for decades to come. This is episode number 215 of the Healthy Real Food Podcast, Maintaining Your Muscle During Weight Loss. This is the Healthy Real Food Podcast. I'm your coach, Erin Hart, a registered nurse and health coach who understands the struggle of feeling out of control around food and has walked the path of transformation, experiencing the miracle of sustainable weight loss with the sugar and flour-free lifestyle. If you are a woman who feels powerless against your cravings and is ready to live your life with more energy, mental clarity, and purpose, there is hope. Here we believe that with God, a mindset of unstoppability, and consistent execution of a winning strategy, anything is possible for you. So if you're ready to find freedom from food addiction, take control of your health, and pursue your dreams with renewed energy, support, and accountability, let's go. Hey, my friend, welcome back to the Healthy Real Food Podcast. Today, we're going to go deep into one of my favorite topics and one that is especially important if you're a woman over 40. It is why muscle matters more than you think, why weight loss can make you less healthy if you're not careful, and how you can fuel and train your body to stay strong, energized, and resilient for decades to come. This episode is going to be packed with some science here. We have some practical strategies and always with encouragement. So, whether you're losing weight naturally or if you're using GLP-1 medications to help you with your healthy real food lifestyle, you're going to walk away knowing exactly why building muscle and maintaining your muscle during weight loss is your secret weapon to losing weight and keeping it off for good, and how to do it without spending hours in the gym. So these are the kinds of things I truly wish I would have known years ago. Back in 2020, when I first lost 125 pounds, I did it quickly and I was focused mostly on the number on the scale. I didn't really pay attention to my muscle mass or my body composition because I just didn't know any better at the time. And over the past 5 years, as I've studied the science and helped other women achieve sustainable weight loss, I've learned so much more about the critical role of muscle. Looking back, I realized I would have done things differently had I known then what I know now. And I wish I had focused more on exercise during the weight loss phase because when I reached my goal weight, I struggled to add in workouts during maintenance. I didn't know how to properly fuel my body for exercise, and pushing too hard triggered old binging patterns, which led to some weight regain. My weight eventually settled a little bit higher than I had originally wanted, but I was okay with that because my main goal at that point was peace with food and freedom from binging. And I maintained around 100-pound weight loss over the past 5 years. But earlier this year, as I studied the research on weight loss medications, I decided to go back to a structured weight loss plan using a GLP-1 medication. And this time with a very different approach. So now preserving muscle is one of my top priorities. Before I started this weight loss phase this year, I got a DEXA scan and I've been monitoring my body composition regularly. I eat a moderate caloric reduction of 20 to 30%, and I've been taking intermittent maintenance breaks as we teach here. And I'm so proud to say that over the past several months, with the healthy real food lifestyle, the 25 pounds of weight that I've lost this time has been almost entirely fat while maintaining my muscle mass. And I have been completely free from binging. And that just feels like such a huge win because now it's not about the scale anymore. It's about solidifying lifelong healthy habits and building a body that's strong and capable of climbing mountains and doing all of the things that I want to do. So I know that you have goals too. You want to do all of the things that you want to do. I want to help you to achieve that. And we're all learning and evolving together as science gives us more evidence. And my hope is that you can learn from my experience. I want to help you avoid some of the mistakes I've made. And more importantly, feel empowered to focus on what truly matters, your health, your muscle, your long-term well-being, not just the number on the scale. So here's something that most diets and weight loss programs don't tell you. When you lose weight, you don't just lose fat, you also lose muscle. It doesn't matter how you lose the weight without actively trying to preserve your muscle, especially if you're a woman over 40. You're going to lose it if you're just focusing on eating less for weight loss. Research shows that up to 25 to 35% of weight loss through dieting alone comes from muscle mass. And if you are on a GLP-1 medication like semaglutide or tirzepatide, that percentage can climb as high as 40% reduction in your muscle mass. And the problem, if you don't have a system that's set up to help you to maintain your weight loss, that is often when people regain weight, right? Which is very common if you don't have support and a sustainable plan, is that the weight regain that you experience is in the form of fat and not muscle. So you can be worse off metabolically than you were before you started. So I want to help you to avoid all of that and lose weight the healthy way by maintaining your muscle mass on your weight loss journey, whether you're losing weight naturally with a healthy real food lifestyle or with the assistance of weight loss medications. So, why does this matter? Because muscle isn't just nice to have. Like it's your body's engine for strength, stability, metabolism, and even your brain health. So losing muscle makes you more fragile, less energetic, and more likely to regain fat down the road. On top of that, women naturally begin to lose muscle in their 30s and 40s through a process called sarcopenia. As you go through perimenopause and menopause, every decade after 40, we lose 3 to 8% of our muscle mass unless we are actively fighting to keep it or build it. So this isn't just about looking toned, right? It's about how well you can live as you age. Muscle is a metabolic powerhouse. So a lot of women hear that muscle burns more calories than fat. And while that's technically true, it's not going to be the big difference in your weight loss journey. Like that difference is really often overstated. 1 pound of muscle burns only 6 more calories per day than a pound of fat. So if you gain 10 pounds of muscle, which is actually really hard to do, right, you're really only burning about 60 more calories per day than without it. So the real advantage of muscle is really not in the calorie burn, it's in the glucose regulation and your metabolic health. So muscle acts like a glucose sponge or a glucose sink. Like every time you contract your muscles, they soak up sugar from your bloodstream and they use it for energy. So that improves insulin sensitivity. It lowers your blood sugar and reduces your risk for diabetes and metabolic syndrome. So think about it this way, like your muscles are your body's biggest bank account for glucose. The more space that you have in that account, the more muscle that you have, the less likely you are to experience blood sugar crashes, cravings, and belly fat storage. Muscle is medicine, right? Like when you lift weights or you use resistance bands, your muscles don't just get stronger. They communicate with the rest of your body through special molecules called myokines. These myokines act like little messengers and they do some pretty incredible things for you. They lower your inflammation in your body, they improve how your body metabolizes fat, it reduces your blood pressure, it boosts your good cholesterol, the HDL, and it lowers the bad cholesterol, the LDL, and it protects your brain and can reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Dr. Gabrielle Lyon calls muscle the organ of longevity because it influences nearly every system of your body. So the more muscle you have, the healthier you are. We often hear that weight loss is the key to better health if you are overweight or obese. And while that can definitely partially be true, right? The truth is that your health isn't defined by a number on this scale. In fact, you can lose weight and end up less healthy than when you started if the weight you lose is mostly muscle or if you're malnourished. Real health is about being strong over skinny. It's about your body composition, how much of your body is fat versus muscle. Sustainable, healthy weight loss means reducing fat while protecting or even building your lean muscle mass. Muscle is like an armor to your body, especially as you age. Strength training is one of the most powerful tools you have to protect your body as you age. It strengthens your bones, reduces the risk of osteoporosis, it improves balance and stability, lowering your risk for falls. And if you do fall, muscle is like a shock absorber and it can help you to recover faster. This is practical everyday stuff. Like muscle is what lets you get off the toilet without help, carrying your groceries from the car in one trip, or pick up your grandkids without hurting yourself. If you are a person who's on a reduced calorie meal plan, or if you're using GLP-1 medications to lose weight with a healthy real food lifestyle, like this part is especially important for you to hear. So, when calories are cut too aggressively, the body doesn't just lose fat, it also can lose muscle. And with GLP-1 medications like semaglutide, tirzepatide, liraglutide, the risk of muscle loss is even higher because your appetite is so suppressed. So these drugs can be really powerful tools for appetite regulation and fat loss, but they don't discriminate. Weight loss comes from both fat and muscle. And when you're losing weight with these medications or without them, right? Without the right plan in place, people can move from the problem of obesity to the problem of malnutrition. So that's why pairing these medications or any weight loss approach with or without medications with an abundance of healthy, real food from every food group, you want a balance of macronutrients and consistent strength training, it's really absolutely non-negotiable. So without it, you may shrink on the scale, but you'll end up weaker, not stronger. And that's going to affect your quality of life as you age. So let me be clear, muscle loss isn't unique to GLP-1 users, weight loss medication users, right? Anytime that you are in a significant caloric reduction, your body will sacrifice muscle unless you deliberately protect it with resistance training and enough high quality protein to support recovery and growth. So what can we do? How can you protect your muscle on your weight loss journey? The good news is that there are clear science-backed strategies that work, whether you are losing weight naturally or with the help of GLP-1 medications. And the first and most important is strength training. You don't have to lift super heavy weights in the gym, but you do need to challenge your muscles close to failure. So that means choosing a weight or a resistance that feels difficult by the last 2 or 3 reps, that where you fatigue. The key is something called progressive overload, which just simply means gradually increasing the amount of weight that you're lifting, or the number of reps that you do, or the resistance that you're using over time. And this is how muscles grow stronger and adapt. You need to aim for at least 2 strength training sessions per week. And so at least 1 upper body day and 1 lower body day, or 2 full body strength sessions is a really solid starting point. And if you can do 3, that's even better. You need at least 2 to maintain your muscle mass. If you want to build your muscle mass, then you would do more. But research consistently shows that resistance training is the single most effective way to preserve lean body mass during the weight loss phase. The second piece that's important to help you to protect your muscle mass during the weight loss phase is prioritizing your protein and optimizing your protein in your meal plan. You've probably heard me say it before, but it's worth repeating. Protein is essential for muscle health, especially in women over 40. The goal is about 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So that is about 0.68 grams per pound per day. For most women, that works out to be around 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, or around 100 grams of protein per day. And while we don't count macros or calories day to day, that for us, like with the food exchange plan, with our food list, that ends up being around, 4 to 5 servings of protein per day. And that's a good place to be as a minimum during the weight loss phase. Experts like Dr. Gabrielle Lyon emphasize that while protein supports the muscle building process, it's really the work of lifting weights that's gonna stimulate the muscles to grow. So protein alone is not the key. You have to use your muscles, for them to grow. Protein is there to support and repair your muscles after the work is done. So third, let's talk about carbohydrates. So many women undereat carbohydrates, or they're scared of carbohydrates. And then they wonder why they just feel completely exhausted during workouts or during joyful movement, right? Exercise. Carbohydrates are not the enemy, they are fuel. You need carbohydrates, smart carbohydrates, like whole grains and starchy vegetables to fuel your body. And they give your body the energy it needs to push hard in training sessions. And when you pair it with protein, they improve your recovery and your muscle repair. So Dr. Stacy Sims, in her book Next Level, it emphasizes that women in midlife need to fuel their workouts strategically with both protein and carbohydrates to protect muscle and optimize your performance. The fourth strategy is to fuel your body rather than starve it. So a modest caloric deficit, somewhere in the range of 10 to 30%, is more than enough for fat loss. So going too extreme with caloric restriction not only accelerates muscle loss, but also damages your metabolism over time. And one of the biggest mistakes I see women making is sabotaging themselves by under eating. Remember, you need to fuel your workouts. You need to fuel to exercise. And it's the training that builds and protects your muscle. So I know it can feel confusing to know how much food do I need and how much, when you're trying to lose weight and build muscle at the same time. And that's why I can definitely help you to optimize your food plan. And here's something that I really want you to understand. You can actually have a dramatic change in the way your body looks, in the way that you feel. You can look leaner, more defined, and stronger, and yet still weigh the same on the scale, right? Because muscle does weigh more than fat. Muscle takes up less space than fat. So as you decrease your body fat and you build your muscle, you're going to see changes in the way your body looks, and you're going to look better, but you may not see all of those changes on the scale. And that's because muscle is denser than fat, and a pound of muscle takes up less space than a pound of fat. So this is why I'm always trying to shift your focus off of the scale. Your body weight is just one data point, and it's not the best data point to measure your health or your progress. A much better way is to track your waist to hip measurements and pay attention to how your clothes fit or notice your energy levels and how much stronger you're getting. Like how much weight you can lift or how many push-ups you can do or how you feel walking up the stairs compared to where you started. I encourage you to use a body composition scale to monitor your muscle mass during weight loss. And if you want the most accurate reading, something like a DEXA scan can be a really great tool to get one before and then every 6 months or so. So these tools can show you the changes in fat mass versus lean mass, which is the real story of progress with your health. Fifth is consistency and accountability. So, muscle is not built overnight, and you may not see dramatic results right away. It takes time. Visible changes can take months, not weeks. And this is where many women give up way too soon. But the research is clear consistency pays off. In fact, studies show that you are 6 times more likely to stay consistent with your meal plan, stay consistent with your exercise routine when you have the accountability of a group and an incredible 95% more likely to reach your goals when you have accountability and support like we offer in the Healthy Real Food coaching program. So that is the power of community and why personalized health coaching and group programs can make such a huge difference in your results compared to doing it on your own. And then finally, remember that you don't need a gym membership to do this, to incorporate this focus on maintaining and building your muscle during weight loss. You can build and maintain muscle with dumbbells, resistance bands, or even just using body weight training, doing squats or push ups. So, what matters most is that you're following a structured plan, that you're pushing yourself close to muscle fatigue and you're sticking with it. I prefer to work out from home. I really like the Body app. So it's something I can project onto my TV. And I have some dumbbells and resistance bands at home. I also love to follow experts like Stacy Sims and Gabrielle Lyon. There's lots of ways to go about building and maintaining muscle during weight loss. And the right plan is just, again, the one that you enjoy and will stick to that provides the structure and progression that you need. It can be really helpful to get a personal trainer if you're new to this, but it's not about perfection. It's just about progress and commitment, just doing a little bit more than what you're currently doing. These strategies are really not optional add-ons. So, building and maintaining muscle is the foundation for healthy weight loss. Without these strategies, you're really risking shrinking in a way that leaves you weaker, not stronger. But with these strategies, you can create a body that's leaner, stronger, and more resilient and built to thrive well into the decades that you have ahead. But it's a process, right? I know that it can feel like a lot when we're talking about incorporating exercise. I had never been a person to exercise before the last few years. And it was a challenge for me as well to adopt this identity. Changing the way you eat and starting a new exercise routine at the same time can feel so overwhelming. So, which is why I always say food first. Food first. So that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. And just remember progress over perfection. So start with your food and your healthy meal plan. And then when your food becomes consistent and it feels automated, as I teach you how to do in the program, then it becomes the perfect time to start adding in resistance training. There's really only 2 times in your health journey when I don't recommend starting a new exercise routine. And that's the very beginning when you're just starting a healthy real food lifestyle, when you're giving up sugar and flour, and it's those first few weeks. You want to probably hold off just until you feel a little bit more automated and stable in your meal plan. And then the transition to maintenance as well. So if you're already exercising, definitely keep it up during those phases. But if you're brand new, just focus on food first And that's the true key to sustainable weight loss because when your nutrition's dialed in, everything else gets easier. Let me just pause here to remind you it's not too late. Even if you've been dieting now for years, even if you feel weak right now, even if you're over 50 or 60 or 70 years old, muscle is still available to you. One of my clients who is in her 70s, when she first started, she was really at risk for being in a wheelchair within just a few years if she didn't make some dramatic changes. And what I love so much about her journey is that not only has she lost 70 pounds this year and found peace with her food, she's also become so much stronger. When she started, her goal was just to walk for a few minutes once or twice a week. And now she's walking a mile every day and focusing on building muscle so she can go up and down the stairs with ease. And it's just a reminder that exercise doesn't have to be scary or extreme. It's just about doing a little bit more than what you're currently doing and pushing yourself just enough to get a bit tired. And that is how you get stronger. So if you're just starting out or feeling intimidated, remember that it's those small, consistent steps that add up to big changes. You are so much stronger than you think, and every bit of effort counts. Studies show that older adults can build muscle just as effectively as younger people when they train consistently and they eat enough protein. Getting older doesn't mean that your health has to decline. You can reverse your biological age by investing in your strength and getting healthier as you age. It's okay to just start with body weight, squats, or push ups. That's awesome. Something is always better than nothing. If you are feeling automated in your meal plan, I challenge you to start pushing yourself with your exercise. Most women underestimate themselves in the gym. They grab the lightest weights and they wonder why nothing changes. But your body is capable of so much more. And that means pushing yourself, not holding back. I invite you to make strength training a priority at least twice a week and make sure that you're optimizing your meal plan. Track your progress, fuel your workouts, and stop trying to get smaller at the expense of your muscle. So let's recap here. Muscle truly is your metabolism, your insulin regulator, your armor, and your longevity secret. When you lose weight without strength training, you don't just lose fat, you also can lose valuable muscle, which can lead to fragility, slower metabolism, and faster aging. This risk becomes even greater with the use of GLP-1 medications because while they can be a powerful tool for appetite control, in fat loss, they also can accelerate muscle loss unless you are intentionally protecting your your lean muscle mass with resistance training and properly fueling. The keys are simple but non-negotiable. So you got to lift weights 2 to 3 times a week. You got to aim for around 100 grams of protein per day if you're on a weight loss plan, which is about 4 to 5 total servings per day from the proteins on our food list and more when you get to maintenance. You got to fuel those workouts with smart carbohydrates like whole grains and starchy vegetables, and stay consistent by building accountability and support into your journey. You don't have to do this alone if you're ready for a personalized plan so that you can lose weight while protecting your muscle mass that sets you up for success, along with the ideal support system of accountability buddies, mentors, and scheduled weekly check ins throughout the year. I would love to work with you. I have openings right now in my coaching program. And this is the perfect opportunity to get support so that you can achieve your goal bodies, you can find peace with food, and finally shift your focus from weight loss and food obsession to the most important things in your life. My mission is to help you to live longer, stronger, and with more freedom than you ever imagined possible. So be sure to check out my website, healthyrealfood.com, to schedule a free private consultation with me if you're not already in the program. The goal is to be strong, not just skinny. Let's focus on maintaining and building muscle during this weight loss process so you can have energy and vitality for years to come. I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening today. If you enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love my coaching program. If you're struggling with your sugar and flour-free lifestyle and want to lose weight for the last time, I can help you. Just imagine living in your goal body and having peace with food. Your success is guaranteed. To learn more about how to get support, guidance, and accountability so you can find peace with food, achieve your goal body this year, and have more energy, visit www.healthyrealfood.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up for the upcoming free challenge to learn the success framework. And click the link to my schedule for a free one-to-one coaching call so we can get you started on your success path. You have the power to create the life that you want. This is the year of you. I'm cheering you on. Now go win the day. You got this.